How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you the first ever Mashle episode review. Today's episode is entitled Mash Burnedead and the Body of the Gods. Before I go any further, please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell right there so you can be notified of more videos such as this one. How's it going? It is springtime, which means we're getting all that springtime new anime goodness. I'm starting with Mashle, but I'm going to move on to Hell Paradise, which I'm electing to not do right now. I know 2 episodes are up, but I'm electing to not do this weekend, given it's Easter weekend. By the way, happy Easter, happy Ramadan, happy Passover to all who celebrate such. But yeah, it's that time of year. As a matter of fact, I'm disappointed to find out that Eden Zero is in its 2nd season. I was really trying to get to that 1st season before the 2nd one popped up. But you know what? It's on Netflix. I can always just do season by season reviews. I'm trying my best to get things out. And I'm starting to realize that it might be better for some of these things for me to just let them all come out. Even the TV shows. I haven't forgotten about The Last of Us. I'm still need to do that, but things like Rings of Power, like I'm gonna finish that and just do a whole season of that. Certain things I think I'm just gonna talk about it in total, but this is not one of them. What is Mashle, also known as Muscles and Magic? Well, Mashle's about mash, and I love the name Mash because, well, I play Fate Zero, so that's instantly where I thought of that. And he has a bowl cut, and I think our dear Mash and Fate Go, or Fate, I think the Fate movies, also a couple of new Fate movies also have Mash. Mash has a bowl cut. Dude does not have magic. He's literally Rock Lee living in a Harry Potter world, and a very extreme Harry Potter world. It's as if everybody was basically Dumbledore. Everybody was basically Voldemort, because if you don't have magic, or if your magic ability is low, you're looked down upon. Yeah, pretty sad. As a matter of fact, his father, which we find out, I like how we're not wasting any time. This is kind of clearing up some of what happened with Naruto. I love how I'm always going to reference Naruto, Dragon Ball. What's another big 3? Maybe not One Piece, because One Piece is still going. And One Piece does a good job of revealing. Like, when it takes, just like the other 2, it takes its time with revealing things, but the payoff is much more better, in my humble opinion. So, this thing does one of the things I'm starting to like in certain animes. We're getting backstories just quickly out the way, and we can just reveal more secrets later. Granted, Naruto kind of did the same thing, where it's like, hey, this guy here doesn't have magic. It's his adoptive father, Retro Burnedead, or Burnedead. I don't know if it's Burnedead and the E is silent, or if it's Burnedead and the E is pronounced. Regardless of such, he had low magical ability, and he was treated like a failure throughout his whole entire life. And it's funny that Mash may be his adoptive son, but he kind of looked like Mash when he was younger, just not a bowl cut, just frizzy hair. And he was looked down upon even throughout his adulthood. And he was gonna, what is a thing I can say that won't get me in trouble with YouTube? He's gonna unalive himself. He's going to take the old long walk off a short bridge, which is what he planned on doing. And then Mash, as a baby, was crying. And he looked, and the way you can tell people have magic is they have the markings on their face. Now, you look at any of the promotional images, the manga covers, Mash has the little thing on his face. I'm pretty sure they just magically drew that on. But that denotes that you have magic. Mash did not have it, and he looked at the baby. He said, "You were thrown away because they saw you had no mark and said you were useless." And he just held him close, and he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna take care of you." And Mash, as a baby, was laughing when he had him. And he devoted his moment from that time on to be his dad. Now, let's talk Regrow. He's funny. He's very reactionary. He loves the hell out of his son. And He'd do anything to protect him. Matter of fact, they're in a forest away from people. He even tells them, don't go into the city. Of course, Mashle goes into the city. But we'll get into that in a second. Tells them, don't go into the city. And when Mash asks, how come all my workouts are physical? Because he thought to himself, at least I will have him be able to defend himself since he has no magical ability. And Regrow does have a little bit of ability. He magically gets himself to pour a cup of tea. Now, Mash, one of the interesting things is when he breaks the rule and goes to the city, we see that he says, you guys are basically doing stuff that you can do with your hands, like shoe shine. Although shoe shine, the guy is getting 2 people at one time, so that does kind of double your profits, right? You see people pouring wine, making things, and he's just like, you can do this with your hands, which is very much true. Very, very true. Except for the shoe shine. That was kind of smart. But he talks in a very monotone voice. He does not emote. He doesn't get excited. He doesn't get angry. He has emotions, but he doesn't express them. They're very monotone, just like that. Very cool voice, though. Enjoy. Whoever's doing the voice, really good job. Really like it. But straight monotone. But when they have like lines and stuff on their head to show like, oh man, I feel bad about doing it, or sweat drops, that's how you're going to know what he's feeling. Because anytime he accidentally breaks something, like he broke the door because he can't remember if it's a push or pull, and then breaks it even further by banging it against the frame and not turning it the other way, his Regrow tells us, oh, he's such an amiable son. He's such a good boy. And the decisions he makes at the end of this is more or less for his father, which I will get to in a moment. But he loves cream puffs. Pay attention to the intro. Pay attention to the outro is literally called show puff or show cream. It's all about cream puffs. That is his food of choice. Luffy's was meat. Goku's was also meat. Naruto was ramen. His is cream puffs. And Harry Potter was butterbeer. So he goes into the city to get the Goblin cream puff. His feats of strength are hilarious because of how it makes everyone react. Even Regrow. He was so excited he bent the metal money. And the guy, the patissier, how does that even happen? He's like, give me a second. Boop. Just straightens them all out. So when we get to the cops, Brad, who was a POS, he's about to punish a guy who stole a little thing. He's like, you're making my job hard because now I have to deal with you. So I'm going to make you regret it so you never do it again, which the cops in here are, it's almost as art imitating life because they're just assholes. Straight assholes. Even the one that bumps into Mash, he slaps his cream puff, and Mash accidentally rips off his suit jacket and his shirt without ripping off the rest. He's like, oh, I was going to clean it for you, but now I've ripped it off. And this Brad guy gets a call that there's a kid without a mark on his face, which the wind blew, took off his hood, and the mark was gone. Now, again, Mash doesn't know how magic works because he's been living in a forest his whole entire life, which, by the way, he's a teenager. I don't know how he's a teenager. Anime logic, but he's a teenager. Let's assume he's 15 or 16. But Mash doesn't understand what's going on. Regrow ends up grabbing his son before he could be arrested, and they are followed. And when the guy does this attack, which, by the way, Mash listens to everything from outside of the door because his workouts freak out the animals. Like, he is pumping Zoro level weights, massive weights, doing it easily. He did a workout in 5 minutes, doing it really fast, which is like holding the bar and doing the Russian dance kicks, and freaked out a squirrel, freaked out deer, freaking out people. When he comes back and he hears the conversation, and he hears, his father, 75 years old, by the way. The police are kicking him and punching him and choking him, so that shows you how much they care about the elderly. And he hears him yelling like, Mash, get away. Just get away. And he breaks the door, punching one guy, and he slaps the other cop that he met before, slaps him so hard his cheeks are swelling. And when Brad, who's our main guy here, does his attack, I believe the attack is called Nelcom Pass, which is supposed to be an attack that drove away a dragon. By the way, the intro is great because they explain magic is everywhere. It's called the magical realm. Dragons flying isn't a common thing. People riding on brooms, common thing. Blah blah blah. So he drove away a dragon with this attack. Mash slaps it to the ground. He does Naucum Pas Dialoga, a bigger, more concentrated attack. Backhands it. Mash takes his father's wand, throws it, and breaks this dude's magical barrier. So essentially, we have Rock Lee, One Punch Man, in Harry Potter. I'm strong enough to beat your magic with my bare hands, which were somewhere down the line. This manga was created came out in 2020. It's 3 years later, technically 4 years later. Pretty sure somewhere down the line we're going to find out that his body is indeed special. Like why he doesn't have the ability to cast a spell. He can deflect it. Kind of like Black Clover, right? Anyway, the deal that is being made here between Brad and Mash comes from Brad reading a paper because everything's magical here. The paper is like a Harry Potter paper where the images move, but the paper actually reads to you like it's a television. And earlier we hear about the divine visionary, which once a year a student is chosen to be divine visionary because in this world, looking at magic as it came from God. So if a student excels well and does super amazingly, you are promoted to this thing, and it's as if God has chosen you himself, which is Brad telling you, he's like, enroll in the school, become a divine visionary, and I'll leave you guys alone. Now look, and his dad is rightfully saying, rightfully saying, this guy was our enemy like 2 seconds ago. Don't listen to him. He is, excuse me, naturally he's saying, yeah, sure, you can do that, but then I'll chase you, and then the country's going to be after you. And by the by, you, sonny boy, you're strong enough, you can beat up everybody. Your dad here, on the other hand, is kind of old. He can't do that. So that's the agreement. And at the end, we see him going into fake Hogwarts, which I'm going to read his speech off of my other notes in a minute. But the earlier student that we saw in the black and white Potter paper, his name was Rain Amis, from Easton Magic Academy. The intro kind of gave hints at who some of the villains might be with silhouettes, and we kind of see this guy look like somebody who's using puppet magic. I like puppet magic. That stuff's cool. We got an idea of who our main characters are, aka the friends. The outro also gives you an idea that the one female character in this group probably has a crush on Mash with all his magical muscles and his magical might. Man, I'm getting Ultimate Muscle Japanese theme stuck in my head. I'm getting Hustle Muscle stuck in my head. I will put the outro and the intro in the description down below, by the way. But that's the deal. So, and the reason why Brad makes this deal, because he just wants the fame and notoriety. Obviously, he's going to be backing him because Brad used to be part of the Magical Bureau's security forces. So, but he's complaining about his status in life regardless of that. So, apparently he's good, but he's not super duper good. Another thing we would touch on about this magical world is that this world sucks. Again, I said it's as if Voldemort won, but at the same time, they're not active. They're not actively murdering, but they kind of are, right? And the thing that I really like that Mash said at the end, he says, "Living in peace with Pops. That's something so simple that the world won't even allow. Then I've got no choice but to crush it with my fist." I love it. I love that the intro, he has a wand and he breaks the wand just by making a fist. This is going to be a really, really good show. Tell his dad that his motivation is higher than others, so he's definitely going to get this feat. Plus, he wants to live in peace with his dad again. They had a really nice house before the jackasses broke it. Mash can break it. All he wants is his own house. But yeah, I'm really interested in seeing where this goes, because this show feels like it's comedy first and action second. It's giving me Gintama vibes. Everybody's talking about Harry Potter this and Harry Potter that. Look, naturally with most shonen animes, it's the shonen element, and then there's a comedy that underlays it, that breaks the tension. This is literally comedy, and then action breaks and makes you go, holy crap, this seems interesting. And that was just a taste, just a little taste. For the intro, for showing us our three main characters, showing us, it's very rare that I get an intro and I actually like the intro from Jump. Good intro, cute outro with the dancing and the funniness and everything. I gotta give this one a 5 out of 5. Gotta do it. Really good preliminary episode. Really hard to find flaws in, especially when you vibe with this groove. Now, naturally, I watch a lot of the action show, the action shonen animes. Obviously, Demon Slayer's coming out today, Sunday. I cannot wait to get back on that hype train. The Dragon Balls, the Rurouni Kenshins, which is kind of like a romance period piece, technically. But I also enjoy the slice of life romance animes. I am happy to get to a comedy. I need to watch One Punch Man subbed. I've been trying to find it subbed, and I keep only finding it dubbed. But I need to watch One Punch Man just to see if it has that, because it seems to me whenever Saitama shows up, it's funny, and then, all right, he does a thing. This guy really wasn't that bad. Oh no, something's actually very serious and it's seriously drawn. Okay, now it's back to funny, but everybody else around him in the world seems serious except for him. Just my impressions, right? So I need to get through some of that so I can compare more things to it. But this gives me Gintama vibes. Goofiness, and then, oh no, there is something serious going on here. We should probably pay attention to this. Yeah, I just hope that, unlike Gintama, it doesn't fully break off into super filler territory like other great animes like Blue Exorcist, who has the Kyoto arc. But before that, for some reason, the old ways of doing anime where they just say, we got to keep it going, we'll just fill in the ending, which also ruined Air Gear, because Air Gear was heavily rushed. Take your time. We're doing anime much differently. This is obviously a shonen comedy anime. Just pump out the first 12 to 24. Take a break for the rest of the year and just come back January, December. Just come back later, please. Do what Demon Slayer has done. Take breaks. I do not want this to end up being one of those animes that ends in filler. Please don't, because this is a decent premise. It's a great start. You got me. For some reason, these newer animes, man, I used to not be like a main character kind of guy. I'm liking your main characters. Your main characters have some interesting traits about them, especially Mr. Monotone Muscle here. So let me know what you think of Mashle, Magic and Muscles first episode in the comment section down below. If you've read the manga, no spoilers, but let me know if you enjoyed the manga as well. I've been trying to find a way to incorporate manga into this channel. Let me know if you guys are interested in that as well. Asking a lot of you, but please, above all other things, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Be notified of more videos like this. Thank you once again for taking some time out to spend some time with me. Please, be good, be blessed. Wash those hands. Take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. And remember that there is someone out there that deeply cares for you and rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. Reach out to someone. You're not alone. And enjoy your life. Hey, you want to talk to me? My social media is in the description down below. Follow me. Hit me up. I will definitely say hi to you. Trust me. I'm not mean unless you're a jerk. I'm not mean. But yeah, guys. Until next time, Shane, I'll see you again.